I know, Jamie.
All right, guys, I'm now back, and I want to just draw your attention to BBBY. Now, remember what I was saying probably just before I took my break, that now the cross was forming up again. The cross was forming up, and I was a little hesitant because, I thought maybe it's going to be a little too choppy, but wow, I mean, look at this. So there was the cross on the 2 minute chart, 1344. It's had a pretty steady run all the way up to 1387, and who knows where it's going. So, guys, I don't know if you can hear me in the YouTube feed. I know that Andy had some issues, and so I think he has dropped out, and I don't know if you guys can hear me now. He had some computer issues, so we do apologize. Just looking to see if anybody answers me. Yeah, now that trade of the week is really performing nicely. Remember now, guys, the trade of the week is, in theory, a multi-day hold, but of course you can do anything you want with it. On a 15 break, what did it get up to? Almost 16. Yeah, real. I answered him. Yeah, real does not use pre-market data for anything. It's possible that we're not either now. It's possible. I mean, because as you said, we're very, very close on the crosses. Because before we used to be, depending on the price of the security, we could be 20 or 30 cents away. I don't think we're like that anymore. Let me just do a test here. Ooh, something, the chat is closed. Okay. Hmm. Give me a moment here, please. I'm just having an issue with our YouTube feed. I'm going to put myself on mute. Just give me a moment. All right, guys. So I don't know if anybody can hear me in the YouTube feed. I had to re-log in. I couldn't post anything. So, oh well. I'm not sure what's happening on the YouTube feed. I don't know if you guys can hear me in there, but I'm gonna have to continue in the other room. Wow, look at ACB. Oh man, oh man, oh man. As I say, bets are being placed ahead of earnings this afternoon after the market closes. ACB. Did Tilray have a run? Yeah, pretty good run for Tilray. I mean, it's up 8%. I just don't know if it can get out of its own way, though. Okay, guys. Let's see. ACB. It's a big float too. 111 million in the float, but that's a very impressive move, especially on that 5 break. Look at that little consolidation on the 5-minute chart way back here at 11:15, and it's been relatively steady all the way up since then. ACB. Oh boy, VRS. Now, why didn't I see this one earlier? VRS. On the short side, it is, I'm pretty sure it's in my, that's the reason for some reason, I didn't put it in my watch list. It should have been in my watch list for sure. And this moved down, down, down. It would have been extended, but there's another day down for VRS. Of KL, I don't understand the question, Rakete, KL, Holly, somewhere? I don't understand I don't understand what you mean by the KL. Yeah, Plantronics, which had a interesting day yesterday, big gap up. It did sell off a little bit to the end, towards the end of the day, and now this is starting to sell off. PLT. Yeah, I just don't know what KL means. If you're just looking for the performance of the AI, here's a link. I just didn't know what you meant by KL, Hollies. Only 3 alerts, and all 3 alerts are not in the price range that I like to trade from the AI today. So, very, very quiet day for the AI. But a great, great day for the trade of the week. Again, you can trade it the way you see fit. I mean, on a move like that, if you're an intraday trader and you got it 15 and it got up to 16, I mean, you know what I'd be doing as an intraday trader. I am not on mute now. I don't know why. I did not turn this off. I turned it on, but it muted itself. So, have you heard me since I've come back? No. Okay. So I've been talking for 9 minutes anyway. Okay. Um, Well, just mentioning the APT that if you're even if you're an intraday trader and you know waited for the 15 break, you know, I mean, it got up to 16. That's a great percentage move. I mean, you trade it the way you see fit. They're designed for multi-day holds, yes, but you can always trade it the way you see fit. Yeah, Andy had computer issues, so I had to take over at 12:30. He had computer issues, so that is why Andy had to leave. Now, what I was going to mention was, well, what I did mention was the BBBY, the triple BY. If you recall, right around here, that was at 11:50, just before I went on my break. I was saying, well, there is a cross, the 8 EMA crossing above the 20 SMA, but I was kind of hesitant, you know, because I thought maybe there'd be a little too much resistance, but boy, was I ever wrong. So there is that 20 SMA cross. 8 EMA crossing over the 20 SMA, and look at the move since then. I mean, even on a 2-minute chart, very, very steady. Extremely steady. And that would have been, what was the price? The price was about 1343 on a 5-minute chart. Hard to see, but it looks like the cross is not that far away, 1348 or so. So you're giving up about a nickel, but waiting on a 5-minute cross. And look at that move. So again, you guys can put this on your trade ideas charts, all right? You can put the 8 EMA and the 20 SMA. You can put them on all the time frames. And if you want to follow along on these crosses that I guess we're going to talk about a lot more now. And to make it easier on anybody, if you just wanted to, you know, you weren't sure about how to add these, I can just give you this chart. You know, it only has the 8 EMA. I think it only has, yeah, you know what? I'm just going to get rid of some of the other ones because I don't really care about them. Don't have any of these. Give me a second, please. This is a new build I'm on, so I'm trying to figure out how do I get rid of these things. Okay, so that orange line is the 8 EMA and the blue line is the 20 SMA, okay? So I can pop this into the room. Yeah, it's coming, Jay. I don't know when, but yeah, you can see that these things are due to be added at some point. So, so now what you can do is okay, I want to just make sure people know what that I'm talking about. Above link is a 2-minute chart, okay? Okay, so all you have to do, I mean, only if you want these. I mean, you don't have to take it, of course, but you know, we keep talking about this 8 EMA and the 20 SMA, so there it is. So if you took this, copied it, or loaded it, then all you have to do is if you want the other time frames, you just duplicate the chart. Okay, just right click, duplicate the chart. So there it is, and then just change the time frame. You know, to 5, right click, time frame 5, or whatever time frame you want. And you duplicate it again, okay? So battery day is today. I'm assuming it has started, or is it after the market closes, or has it already started? And is anybody watching it? Is it streaming somewhere? So far, it seems like a bit of a non-event when I'm thinking about some of the EV plays, the plugs and the ballards, and all right. Okay, so William, you confused us. Done for the day, lunchtime, then drive home. See you this afternoon. You're either done for the day or you're not. Unless you're just going to pop in at the end and say goodbye. What would the stop be for blink if I were in this one? So, what are you in at? Now, I'm going to say something, but are you already in the trade? I'm talking to somebody in the YouTube feed. Okay, so so when you say what are your stop, are you talking about when you would take profit, or when if the trade worked against you, where would you stop out? I mean, obviously, if you're in at 872, you would never let it get down below 872. Number one, I mean, I'd be looking at this. I got up to 960. It's down to nine. Like it's hard for me to know because I would have been out, it depends when you got in at 872 and it got all the way up to 980. You're up a dollar. And also, are you trying to swing this? Yeah, well, I mean, I would have been taking some out up here. I mean, at this point, you just can't allow it to turn into a loss. I mean, it's hard for me to help you. I mean, right there would have been a little bit of a support area, 929. And it's a little bit below that now. But I really don't want to say anything more because I don't want to say, yes, you should be getting out some now. And then 2 seconds later, it pops 50 cents. Okay, so, but you have to look at the market also. The market is starting to put a little bit of a downtrend in. Hit load from the cloud, hit the chart. I don't see where it went. Okay, let's make sure I've done this correctly. So there it is. Control copy. And now I'm going to file load from cloud. There it is. Okay, so this appeared on another monitor, so I can't tell you where it's going to appear for you. This appeared on my other monitor. So the link definitely works. Now where it goes, I mean, I don't. No, I'm not trading it. I'm not trading Blink. So I don't know where it went on your system. I mean, do you have one monitor? It's possible it's behind some windows. The the easy way or a way to do it is if you click on Windows and show all. All the windows that you have well, actually that might not help either. You might, if you have like I have, like pinned to the taskbar, you can see all of the, and if you just did this it should show up right at the very end. And then if you kind of hover over it, it'll show you where it is. You see how I've hovered over it and it's showing me where it is? Okay? But it's hard for me to know where it went on your system. You? So this was an IPO from yesterday, obviously. Very good. All right, now we've got the cross down on the 2-minute chart for Bed Bath & Beyond. The little cross down forming. Not quite. See how that 80, but this has been all over the place today. We've had some crosses up, crosses down, but we're now starting to form a cross down. Now maybe the market will help it. If it crosses, it looks like it'll be around 1386 or so, or what was the IPO price, Chris? You're honestly not sure. Well, okay. Let's see if I can find it. 52? Yeah, 52. Offer price was 52. So closed at 68 the first day. Current price 73. Thank you, Casa. What we're talking about right here, these are recent IPOs. There's the Unity software. What's scheduled? Anything else scheduled this week? So this is tomorrow. It's going to be a little one. Amosite. Amosite. That is a real. Who's involved in this one? If it's Goldman Sachs, Laidlaw and Company. Oh, it's a UK. Okay, UK. Okay. Okay. Here's one. Boy, we got a bunch. Are you kidding me? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 IPOs tomorrow, guys. 7. Huge. And then one on Thursday, and even look at Friday. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 IPOs on Friday, 7 tomorrow, and one on Thursday. This is IPO week. Now, I haven't looked at any of these. Corsair Gaming, that sounds like it could be an interesting one. Let's see who's behind it. And we've got Goldman Sachs, Barclays, Credit Suisse, Macquarie, Bear. So this could be a really interesting one. And if this price range holds, this is one I could be all over. 16 to 18. Now it's not going to open at 16 to 18. My guess is it'll open in the, probably in the 20s somewhere, just based on who's behind it. Yeah. Oh, Corsair. I know Corsair. I've actually got a Corsair mouse. I'm not using it right now, but I do have a Corsair mouse. I think it says Corsair on it. Yeah. It's my backup mouse. That's a big one. That's a big one. So that is tomorrow, Corsair. I have to make a note to myself, CRSR. So I'm going to scratch that, my pad, my tomorrow's pad. Oh, let me see. I just closed it down. Let me do a quick look. Kingsoft Cloud. Let's see. Kingsoft Cloud. Let's take a look. It's not showing up. I'm going up to 9:30, so I'm 9:30. I'm going up to September 30th. I do not see Kingsoft Cloud. So it's probably in October then. I know there is another one. Wow, are they ever? Oh, wait a minute. No, okay, I'm wrong. There's this PLTR. I've seen some chatter about it. Palantir Technologies, but it looks like 257 million. What are they going in at? Ah, this is they're going direct to market here. Okay, they're not going through. That's why this is not a traditional IPO. Direct listing. So that's Palantir. Oh, so the IPO already happened. Yeah, it already happened quite a while ago. It looks like back in May. I have to admit, guys, I am somewhat stunned by this ACB move. Now, I did notice it had an upgrade yesterday. I can't remember who the analyst was. ACB did have an upgrade, and it has earnings after hours. I That's right. That's why. That's why I know this. Peter Thiel, Thiel or Thiel. Well, this one, I mean, this. Hmm. AXGT. What are you doing? 468. Not too much. Well, wow. Look at this one. It's continued down. BSGM. So just because they expanded, well, not just because. I mean, I was trying to read the press release. It came out at looks like around 10:56, and they had to expand their phase 2 trial size. And There was a delayed reaction though, because it was still hanging in there. And then the delayed reaction is this VSGM just getting creamed because of that. Hey, look at Dave and Buster's PLAY. A nice little move out of here. And I see the actually I see the market had a nice little run. So the Dow is still down. NAS is up. Excuse me, NAS is up. SPY's up a little bit, but we're having a little pullback. So a bit of a choppy day. How big a single position in is Holly Neal? If you're talking, I think what it's doing, it's either 100 shares or it's a risking $100 per the trade. Certainly not the whole cap. I don't understand what you mean by the whole capital of 50K. Boy, BSGM just getting kicked here. I mean, there's some support maybe down around 360 for it. An expensive one, but it looks like there's a cross trying to form here for ETR on the 5-minute chart. It's an expensive one though. All right, guys, it is 1:02, so I'm going to do my video now. I'll be back. Certainly shouldn't be any later than 1:25. All right, and I'll also put the link in for my videos. You want to follow along or subscribe to them. It's all free. So if you do click on my homepage link right there, my page, click on that. A lot of information here, including, of course, the subscription, but also here, watch daily market recap videos. You click there and you can sign up for them. All right, guys, I'll see you at around 1:25. All right, guys, I'm back. And I forgot to do it again. Oh, Shanna, I don't know. Can you hear me? I see your question about a one-on-one session. This is not where you go, no? Can you hear me, Shanna? MFGP, I saw that one yesterday. Wasn't that one that was just kind of kicked yesterday? Yeah, it was kicked yesterday. Tried to have a little recovery. I don't know enough about it. I don't know what happened to it yesterday. I can't remember. I mean, it held the only well. Look at it. It's at yesterday's low now. It's right at yesterday's low. So I mean, this obviously does not look good. We don't have any information on this. Why not? Let me do this again. Yeah, you're supposed to get an email, Shanna, and with a link. It's a go to webinar or something like that. You're supposed to get an email. When is it? When are you supposed to have it? Usually, as I recall, usually they send an email out about an hour before. Ooh, 1 p.m. Eastern time. In other words, it's 1:18 now. Well, let me pop that into where the trainers are. All right. So, are you talking? It was supposed to be at 1 o'clock Eastern time, and now it is. Hmm. Oh, with Sean. Okay, Sean. I'll I will let him know. Let me just see. See what he says. Okay. Okay. I'll just wait for a response from him, Shanna. I just basically just copied our little discussion and contacted him. What happened to the trade of the week? When you say what happened to it, do you mean you didn't get the email? Is that what you meant? Or I don't quite understand your question. You mean you didn't get the email? The trade of the week is APT. Yeah, I mean if you're asking what's happening here, I don't know. if that is literally what you're asking. But the trade of the week is APT. It was live at $15, which happened earlier a little while ago. Got all the way up to almost 16. Yeah. Well, there was a problem yesterday with the emails going out. They were delayed at least 2 hours after the market. Well, I mean, I can't answer a question like that. I mean, it was triggered at 15. Okay. I mean, it has to be up to you. They are designed for longer term holds. So, I mean, it's not that far away from the 15 trigger. But, I can't say yes, it's a good time or no, it's not. I'm not a financial advisor in that regard to be able to say yes, it's a good time to do it. All I can say is that the trigger was 15. It is pulled back. Says he emailed you twice, Shanna. It says emailed you twice, which would have probably given you the information of how to start it. Is it possible it went into a spam folder or? I mean, you'll reschedule it, don't worry, but you don't want the same thing to happen again. No email, no contact. Well, I hate asking you for your email address. You know what? Why don't you go to info. I just don't want to ask for your email address in this public forum, okay? So go to info@trade-ideas.com and start a live chat and literally say, I was supposed to have a one-on-one with Sean. Something went wrong, something to that effect. And they'll direct it to him. Make sure you guys he's got the right email address. Okay? Okay? Okay, so Moha, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to somebody else. Okay? Now, this has been an ongoing issue regarding did you get the treat of the week last week as an example? It's been an ongoing issue that some people get it, some people don't. I mean, the majority of people get it. I just have no explanation. What I was going to do, I mean, yesterday we did have a glitch in that it didn't go out to anybody until maybe 2 hours after the market opened. So what I had said I was going to do with it is, if you subscribe to my Twitter account, I was going to put it there. So for whatever reason, for those of you who don't get it, I was going to put it there. Of course, it didn't come out for the first time in maybe ever. But if you want to, just find me on Twitter at bbruin44. Assuming it comes out on time next week, I will put it out the second I get it, which is usually 8:45 or so, 8:45, so 45 minutes before the market opens, usually. Well, I don't know if. Let me take a look at the index, the MJ index. See if it's doing anything. Yeah, it's having a pretty good day actually. So the whole index, and I can't believe it's just ACB that's lifting it. What is CGC doing? So yeah, CGC is having a good day. Well, relatively good day. It means they're raising money. They're issuing shares to raise money. That's typically a way a company can raise money, issuing more shares. Um, Typically, well, okay. Usually, when a company does that, let's just say they're doing it and the price is and they say that the price is $30 that they're raising. Usually, the day of at least, it's below the $30 price range. Okay, usually. And that's because existing shareholders aren't happy that their positions are being diluted. Okay, that's kind of the general rule. But we've seen quite a few times where if a company says they're doing a public offering at 30, that the price could be 31, 32, 33, and that whole thing has been shaken off. And a lot of times you have to see why are they raising money. I mean, if they've had some great results and now they need to do more testing. And usually it's a bio, we'll say, one of the pharmas doing it. So if it's perceived that they're raising money for all the right reasons, it may not be too damaging. And even the damage can be just short term. Now, if it's a little guy, like a real little guy, typically they're doing that because they're running out of money, and that obviously is not a good. That's not a good thing. You'll see a lot of times, of course, some of these little bios they have huge moves, and so then that's when they want to take advantage of a higher share price to raise money. You can't blame them. That's the great symbol. It should be called Snake Rock Capital. I have to watch this one going forward. Bed Bath and Beyond. We'll have to watch this one going forward. Looking at that monthly chart, the high is 1601, so on the monthly chart still has a little bit of room, a couple of dollars. I'll give you a little hint. We're all still learning. Absolutely. It's not easy. Keep thinking I want to short this ACV, but I mean, it's just too strong. It's just too strong, and there's been no cross. Look at this. So you talk about a strong stock. I mean, look at this. Look at the 80 MA. Look at the 20 SMA on the 5 minute chart. Straight up, no cross, and almost the same on the 2 minute chart. Not even a sniff. Same thing. Look at this. Almost parallel. Almost parallel. 80 MA, 20 SMA on the 5 minute. Not quite. Almost a little cross here. Almost. All right, let's. What time is it? 1:32. So at 2 o'clock, there is a marketing meeting that I will be attending. So, but that's still a ways off. I am. One reason I've got my sound alerts turned off. That's one reason I'm not getting any. Enya, Enea. Yeah, you would. It looks that way, Calvin. But you know what? I have my doubts. You know what? I just have my doubts. These cannabis plays have just never, ever, ever. Well, not ever. I mean, 2 years ago, October of almost 2 years ago now. Man, it seems like so long ago, doesn't it? When Canada legalized marijuana on whatever that date was. I think it was October something, October 12th or 17th, something like that. And it seems like ancient, ancient history. Ah, okay, Shanna, excellent. Okay, I was going to suggest that, but that it was might have been going to your spam filter. Oh, no problem. Glad to be of some help. Oh yeah, it was unbelievable, Frank, wasn't it? It was incredible. You know, the hype, the excitement, and everything, and then there we are. There we are, right before. There was the marijuana index, MJ, right up here. And then a drop, and okay, we're back to, and then look at this. Ever since, I mean, it's just been a disaster. I have no idea on that regarding the spy, Chris. No idea. Oh, somebody asked me that before, KTOS. I know it was getting slammed a little bit earlier. Yeah, so for me, this is pretty choppy. I had a big drop, little drop on the pre-market, the big drop, pop, big drop, little pop, drop, pop. I mean, to me, it's just too choppy. I usually just don't like, there was a cross here, right there, but 18 might hold it. I mean, if 18 doesn't hold it, then it could, obviously right down to there. Well, even there, I mean, it's not that far off 18. It's only 20 cents. Just to me, it's just a little too choppy. Sort of like this one. I mean, AXGT. I mean, there is a cross there, yes, but it just doesn't look like it's going to do very much. All right, guys. So I mentioned this one a lot earlier in the day. This will not trigger more than likely. The relative volume is too low. When I say not trigger, it won't trigger up here. But TFFP, it had a bit of a drop. You can see right there. I mean, it dropped all the way down to what 15.90. So it is tacked on $1. It is now above yesterday's high. This is now an all-time high. And that's the TFFP. We just had this is on the way down. Whoa! We just got a volatility halt for NAOV on the way up. Look at the volume that just came in. This looked like this was, dead. Look at the volume. It just came in. This is the 158 authorization. That was their news this morning. FDA, I think it's some, I don't know if it's a visor or shield. I mean, that's the name of the company, but I don't know. The Euro Shield. Kind of scary. But look at this. Look at the pop here. Now I still think that there's some resistance not that far away, around that 150 mark. Yeah, you couldn't have got it. I mean, it moves so quickly. So let's see if this will be a 5-minute halt. And it's 138 plus 36 seconds. So it'll be 143. Well, 36 seconds after 143, if it is a 5-minute halt. Big volume too. Look at the volume bar on that. It didn't have a chance to close, of course, because it got halted. So it was 7 minutes in. And of course, that's why it got halted. For what? NAOV? I don't see that. I see 141, 141 at Interactive Brokers anyway. So this is can't answer that. I can only tell you what Interactive Brokers is showing, and it's showing 141, 141. Well, what a move this Carvana. Look at the move in the pre-market, and it kept going. 218, another $15 for CVNA. A little pullback now. Basically, this is they're guiding their Q3 guidance. They're saying is obviously spectacular, or at least the market is reacting. Look at this, 32% for a $230 stock, $57. That is one big wow. I mean, look at this daily chart. Do you think there was any clue that that was going to happen? Not at all. Maybe a little yesterday, a little bit yesterday. But really, I mean, it is basically that this day today has wiped all this out. And it almost got up to the all-time high. And I'm talking about CVNA. All right, NAOV just opened, and the answer is so far not a big pop. Well, maybe I spoke too soon. So not a huge pop anyway. All right, well, let's take a look at the SPY here. So what you can, of course, say is that making higher lows, there's the trend in the 15-minute mark, or 15-minute chart, making higher lows. So this market, as we speak, is in somewhat recovery mode from yesterday, certainly, even from these two candles here. NAOV just made another new high, and another. Give me a second here, just posting to my Twitter account. All right. Okay, you know what? Now we're maybe getting, look at this little downturn now for ACB, and maybe this could be the first cross on the 2-minute chart for ACB. Got to try it, guys. I got to try it. I don't expect too much. I mean, there could be a lot of support right around 30, but I just see if I can get a little scalp out of it. And again, the more cautious approach is to wait for the cross on the 5-minute chart. See how the 20 SMA is starting to rise here? That would be the more cautious approach. Just waiting on this ACB. This basically it's right where I shorted it. Yeah, I'm not expecting much. I mean, 7:30. This could hold it. It's more of an experiment for me to see how well that little cross works. Now, if it hits down to 7:30 and it continues, then it's going to turn into a great little short if it gets down to the 7 level. I'm going against the wow. The market is actually now putting in a nice move. Not that I think this is not following the market. This doesn't care what the market's doing, but just quickly put that in here. And again, one of the reasons why I don't think it's going to be that dynamic is that, again, the trend is up. So, though this is, I don't know. I don't know. This is a super down intraday trend, but anyway, we'll see. Well, it's a big move for the market, guys. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's an hour. We have another 10 minutes for this candle to close, but that is a great move for the market. Well, that's a mistake. No, I just posted to YouTube. Is that what you're talking about, though? You shouldn't get it twice in email, but maybe that's what I just posted it into my YouTube feed. Okay, just waiting to see if we can take this out. This 35 out. Again, I don't think I'm going to get very much. I mean, I think 31 could really stall it. Is it really? No, it had a bit of a down day yesterday, didn't it? Next. Yeah, it had the big down day yesterday after a huge run up. A couple of weeks of running up from $1.30 all the way up to 5. There's basically a triple. All right, I'm only going to give this just another couple of pennies. The ACB. Probably get out of this flat. PRPL is on the move, guys. Purple Innovation. Look at the volume that just came into Purple Innovation. PRPL having a comeback day. 2479 or 2476 or so is the high. Looking left on that daily chart. Well, maybe there's a little high there, but that's probably not a big deal. 2310. Yeah, so we're at the high of 3 days ago, and but something's putting a charge into purple. Look at the volume that came in. Half the volume of the day right here. Right there on that 2-minute candle even. All right, guys. So at 2 o'clock, as I said before, I'll be taking part in the marketing meeting. So I'll be putting myself on mute. For those Tesla followers, there's a red bar ignored on the 15-minute chart for Tesla. Well, obviously, well, I shouldn't say obviously, but TSLA. A red bar ignored right there. All right, guys, 156. So I'm just going to put the announcement or load my, what do I think we're doing at Zoom today. So contributing to the $500 price. So I'll just put it here. All right, guys, so I'll put myself on mute in YouTube and All right, guys, I'm back, and boy, this ACB is really starting to work well now. I did take some out, and I posted that I took some out at 729. A little concerned that it would maybe get stuck right around here, but now, I mean, who knows? Maybe it can get down to that 7 level. That's the ACB. You too, Thomas. And I'm also, it hasn't really moved yet, but I'm also in the BBBY short. I don't like it as much. I mean, there's the cross. Again, it's been kind of, I had a little bit of a scalp in it, but I wanted more. But this doesn't look good right now. I'm in at 1392 on, so if it gets there, I'm out. And that's for the triple BY. Thought maybe it might start to move inching into this area. So there's the cross on the 5 and there's the cross on the 2. But it's just, you know, we've had this all day, kind of cross down, cross up, cross down. So or but thank you, Real, for opening my eyes up again to these crosses that, I mean, I know we used to talk about them all the time. Seems like years ago now, but thank you for opening my eyes up again. Just as a guide, the Smart Stop is a guide, Dan. All right. I mean, the Smart Stop is, if you're talking about, the Smart Stop is basically a calculation of the volatility of the stock, highs and the lows. Those numbers are thrown in and it generates a Smart Stop. It's a guide. Is trading pre-market gappers effective? Well, are you talking about trading them in the pre-market, or are you talking about once the market opens? I mean, it really depends. It's a wide open question. You know, some keep going, some don't. So I'm not sure what you mean. Are you talking about literally trading in the pre-market, or you're talking about the gappers that happened in the pre-market? I mean, there's nothing. You can't say, okay, if it gapped in the pre-market, just take the trade. I mean, everything. You know, there's so many other things that come into play. Wild man. Maybe a little bit more. I mean, it's just the you know, the BBBY. It's been several trades within the one stock. You know, the ACB. Now, of course, I'm still bound and determined. I'm going to hold on to my iPod swing. Of course, I was watching as it was trying to recover here. Well, remember, I'm in at 1520, so at the very least, I can't lose. I mean, I took some out, you know, at 1650 this morning. Meanwhile, Blink is just, yeah, I mean, Dan, I would use it as a guide. I mean, there would be sometimes, in my opinion anyway, where you see a smart stop on a chart and you might go, that's just, you know, not right. You might see a lot of resistance on the chart. chart resistance, and the smart stop could be, below that. So, for me, I'm always going to look at chart resistance first, what I consider chart resistance, before I would look at the smart stop. The smart stop might be a guide later. SPH on the move here. SPH on the move here. What are they doing? Suburban Propane Partners. Don't think I've ever seen this company. It's kind of like the target. I mean, the target to me, I'll be honest, is totally irrelevant because the target is just double the stop. So if you're looking at a stock and it starts approaching the target, are you going to get out if it is still working well? Of course not. So it's a guide. That's basically all it is, in my opinion. Yeah, Blink is not shortable now. So all those shorts that were available a little earlier have been snapped up. Not available for me. I should always say that. Not at Interactive Brokers. Just remarking on the what a run for the SPY. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there was an hour and 15 straight up. Little bit of a pullback. Let's see if this the low of that candle holds. Okay, I'm all out of that ACB short. That turned out to be a lot better than I thought on a percentage basis. Yeah, Dan. Well, I mean that happens. I mean, a lot of the strategies that you develop, not just you, but a person develops that work well in a certain market may not work at all. In a different market condition. It's that simple. That's why when the AI gets back tested, that's why some strategies might not show up for a while. Some strategies make the cut seemingly every day, and then some don't make the cut for months. And it's really, it depends on the strategy. One of the reasons, I mean, there is another reason. We consider the AI strategies proprietary, but people ask us all the time. Can we have them? Can we have them? It's almost irrelevant. When it goes through the optimization procedure, there can be some. I mean, I don't get involved in it at all, but as I try to explain it, there can be filters taken out, filters added in, but not just that, but the values within the filters can be altered quite a bit. So what you have today, if even if I gave you the AI strategy today, could look quite different a week from now. That is correct, Dan. Yes. All right. I'm just getting set to exit my this short. So I'm all out of the bed, a bath, and a beyond short, basically flat. No, not arbitrary. I wouldn't use the word arbitrary. I mean, they undergo, as I say, the optimization routine, and so if they to make the cut, they have to have a certain profit factor and win percentage. So out of the 50, how many made the cut today? Not many, and only 3 alerts today. Oh, nice comeback day for this Martin for this AMWL IPO from 3 days ago. So what do they do? Building inspection services. Okay, interesting. I'm gonna stick an alert at the high and see if it takes it out. Not today, but maybe going forward. But definitely a nice move off that base 23.40. A couple of dollars. That's pretty cool, Dan. So you can actually auto trade within TD, Ameritrade, using that. Just as if you had an IB account with Brokerage Plus. So it takes an alert. How is it that I see Phil's much better than my limit? I don't. Phil's where? If you're talking think or swim, I mean, I obviously cannot help you, but very cool, Dan. Oh boy, iPop, come on. What are you going to do now? So that's the high of the day. All right, guys, 2:45. I'll be shutting down pretty soon, closing the room at 3. So if you have any questions, ask away. Aha, shorts became available for Blink, so there was some covering. Some covering took place. We have the grand total of about 7,000 shares now at Interactive Brokers. I always have to say that your broker may have millions, but I'm talking about Interactive Brokers. So there was some short covering that went on. I'm surprised because it's starting to sink here. 983 on the cross. Again, you want to be more conservative, you wait for the 5-minute cross. It may not, though. Yeah, Sorrento is having a nice move. Somebody in the YouTube feed, SRNE, been a choppy, wild one, but it is on the move here. Sorrento, SRNE, the high a few days ago was 1064. I'm really intrigued to see what the earnings reaction is going to be with ACB. They release after hours today. After this big run up, it is sold off a bit here, which I took advantage of. Still have my eye on BBBY. You know, if it seems like it's trying to struggle to get through that 14. Just don't know how dynamic it would be. Yeah, Sorrento on the move here. SRNE on the move. Positive phase 1B results of of their drug phase. So seeing positive phase 1B trial results, positive. That is the news right there. Well, this is really helping to pop this stock. Look at the volume also. There's a big float. I haven't seen, this is the one that did the dividend, and I think it got misinterpreted a little while ago, CRQQ. Yeah, I don't know. I know it looks like a big gap. I think this is a dividend play. I mean, listen, it could still fill it. Don't get me wrong, but I think this was a dividend play. That was the reason why this dropped like that. But wow, look at Sorrento, just rippage here. The reason it's not showing up here is that, well, believe it or not, the volume, relative volume, isn't great. It's only half normal compared to what happened, and it's being skewed somewhat because of all these incredible volume days, especially this one over here. So that's why the relative volume is being a little, even though the volume is picking up like mad. And Apt is still alive and kicking. Boy, this has been a nice little trade of the week. Again, you trade it the way you see fit. Sorrento just keeps moving here. So it is now above that high, 1060, like nothing. The only thing is, I mean, it's phase one. Let me make sure of that. Phase 1B trial. I mean, you know, listen, any positive news is great, but it is phase 1B. It's not like phase 3. Okay, so the one-on-one stocks, 247. No, I mean the one-on-one is something you pay for. However, we've got so much support that you may not have to use it. Okay, one of the things I would do is take a look at this. I'm talking to somebody in the YouTube feed. There's 20 short lessons. Okay, they're text-based. You can quickly go through a lot of the basic features of trade ideas. You can paper trade the AI, yes. So all you have to do is click on New from the toolbar and then load the Brokerage Plus window. Okay, load the Brokerage Plus window. And then one of the tabs, make sure you have the Holly tab. These are just tabs that, you know, new. If you click on New, here are all the tabs you can have. One of them being the Holly tab. Now, you can turn the strategies on. See how it says it's off? You just have to enable the ones you want. Now that's paper trade. That's auto trading. I'm not saying you don't have to do that. You can take the individual alerts, you know, that you have here, and you can create your own buying and shorting parameters just by, and it's called one-click trading. You don't have to auto trade it at all. In fact, we kind of recommend against it. This is a video I would watch. It'll go into a little bit on the paper trading aspect of it. You know, you're turning it on. So when you have your Brokerage Plus window loaded, just check simulated trading. So again, to load Brokerage Plus from the toolbar, click on New and then Brokerage Plus. Once you have that, then you see where it says connected, then connect trade ideas simulated trading. Now this is, hopefully you have the app. If you're using our web-based version, it's not available. Yeah, listen, we have a lot to offer, but you don't have to learn everything, if that makes sense. Yeah, you don't have to auto trade those stocks. You do not have to auto trade. It's a kind of a misnomer, I think. People think they have to auto trade. Yeah, you don't have to. But certainly, I mean, if you watch that video, that link that I just put in, the Brokerage Plus, then you can do things like, trade, and you can set these up. You can kind of pick and choose whatever you want to trade. If you're new, I would shy away from auto trading. Not necessary. I don't think what we recommend is man and machine. So you let the machine give you the alerts, and then you trade them as you see fit. Certainly the exits. So this just took out the high, I see, or got to the high, IPOB. I wish I could see some. There's still no news on it since this day, last week. Yeah, definitely watch some of that before. Then you'll have some better questions. The other thing you might want to do is tomorrow show up into the feed you're in right now, the YouTube feed, between 12 o'clock, because we have our IB/B plus expert who will be in the room from 12 to 1, and you can ask him some questions. Okay. Boy, I'd love, this blink after hours could do something. You know, it's holding its own. It's been pretty choppy on the 15-minute chart. It'd be very interesting to see how this blink trades after hours. BLNK. Yeah, 12 to 1 Eastern time. 12 to 1 Eastern time, yes. I moderate the YouTube feed from 9 to 12, and then one of the other traders takes over between 12 and 1, and then I wrap it up between 1 and 3. And the trader tomorrow is Michael, and he is, let's say, our IB/B plus expert. So I always recommend people who are interested in, linking their IB account with Brokerage Plus and learning how to trade using it. You watch that video, and then you can also ask Michael some questions. IPOB. Boy, I almost feel like adding now. All right, guys, it is now just about 3 o'clock. Are there any other questions before I wrap this up? All right, I do not see any other questions, so I think I will wrap this up now. Thanks for all the help today, everybody. I will open the room tomorrow at 9 o'clock Eastern Time. Have a great evening, everybody, and we will see you tomorrow.